global collective truly began looking within rather than looking without, a shift could potentially affect nearly every dimension of human life: psychological, social, economic, and spiritual. Many wisdom traditions and modern sciences suggest that the outer world reflects the inner state of consciousness. Now, this is universal law, so that we know that this is absolute. The outer world does reflect the inner state of consciousness, even at a collective global level. And if that inner focus changed at scale, then several things could unfold. Number one, there would be a greater self awareness and higher emotional responsibility. Practices like meditation and mindfulness help people observe their thoughts, their fears, and conditioning. And so, meditation, which is the practice of going within, if enough people uh, began to practice meditation, it could impact the global collective. And people might project less blame outward. With a good, solid meditation practice, emotional reactions could become more conscious rather than automated. Conflicts might be addressed through self-reflection before accusations. Now, this doesn't mean that there won't be any problems or that all problems may disappear, but that people may approach their problems with greater clarity and accountability. And so then the question would go back to the self, because the self would be the focus. Globally, everybody would be focused on what they brought to the table instead of being accusatory. Also, number two, it could reduce manipulation and external dependency. Modern systems often rely on external validation, status, approval, consumption, or authority. If people looked inward for guidance, advertising and social pressure would have less influence. Authority structure might be more transparent or questioned. Individuals might rely more on inner discernment rather than external narratives. This could change the way economies and politics function. Number three, there would be increased empathy and compassion. When people examine their own fears, their wounds, and their motivations, they often become more compassionate toward others. This idea appears in traditions like, of course, Buddhism and Christianity. Uh, Buddhism, where awareness, you become aware of suffering, you become aware of everything around you. Christianity, the kingdom of God is within you. Shared self awareness could foster deeper empathy, less tribalism, and more cooperative problem solving. And all of this could be accomplished simply through the practice of meditation. A shift in identity, that's number four. Many people define themselves through roles, through possessions or beliefs. Literally define themselves through their roles, through their possessions or their beliefs. And that's probably everybody for the most part. You identify with the role that you're playing. I'm the mother, I'm the daughter, I'm the sister, I'm the brother, um, or beliefs. I'm the Christian, I'm the Protestant, you know, I'm these things that are labels, almost like clothing. They don't really say so much about who you are, but more about who you want to be, perhaps. So then that inner exploration often leads people to asking deeper questions like, who am I beyond my roles? What is consciousness and what truly matters to me? Philosophers such as Socrates emphasize this with the idea of know thyself, uh, which is also predates Socrates. It's know thyself. This is a philosophy that came out of ancient Egypt. And so, if that inquiry, if the self inquiry became widespread, human identity might shift from ego centered identity to awareness centered identity. Number 5, slower but more meaningful living. Looking inward often changes what people value. Less emphasis on constant productivity and more emphasis on purpose and presence. Greater appreciation for relationships and nature. A change like this could influence education, work culture, and even how cities and communities are designed. Number 6, possible changes during the transition. Such a shift would not necessarily be smooth. Inner reflection can bring up unresolved trauma. Um, you know, it could bring up identity crises, external questions, questions that are really lying there just beneath the surface. Societies might need stronger systems for mental health, spiritual guidance, and community support. A deeper possibility, some philosophers and mystics believe that when enough people turn inward, collective consciousness itself evolves. The psychologist Carl Jung suggested that unconscious patterns in individuals shape the collective psyche. If, indi- if individuals integrate their inner shadow and awareness, the collective could gradually transform as well. In simple terms, inner change equals collective change equals outer system change. If humanity began looking within, what might we discover that we have been projecting onto the world all along?